What's up, my poker players? In this video, we've got part 2 of the multi-table tournament final table. If you want to head back to part 1, here is the link. We haven't seen this guy play many hands at all, and this guy's already put us on a tough decision. So I get rid of that one, and I'm back in steal mode right away, trying to pick up as many blinds as antes as I can to build this stack back up so I can compete with some of the bigger stacks over here to my left. Here we go, pick up a small one from Pablo Franz. Ace-8 offsuit from the cutoff. It's not that great of a hand, but at this point of the tournament, you're going to be betting a lot of hands and just try to pick up as many blinds and antes as you can. You're just in steal mode all the way. Until these guys start playing back at me, I'm going to steal, which is what you're seeing right now. Ace deuce from the button. Pretty terrible hand, but I'm going to keep firing at these players until they start playing back. Winner has played a little bit tighter since the last video. We saw him make a couple loose plays, but he's been pretty conservative this time around and hasn't made any crazy plays yet. And we got Mahogany Rush 24, all in. Queens against Ace King. He's got the nut flush draw with 2 overcards, and he misses it. Queens held up, and we're down to 3 players. This is where things really get interesting. So he just limped in. I've got 5-9, jack high board. Now we've got 3 cards to a flush, queen high board. Again, I just check back. I know this guy doesn't fold many hands at all, but at this point I'm not going to win the hand with 9 high most likely, so I'm just going to come out and put in a small bet and pick up a small pot, and I do. Blinds are up, getting pretty low on chips, and we've seen Winner, he's been pretty aggressive with the 38% bet, and I'm beating most of his range at 38%, so I think this is an easy raise. You could argue that about going all in here. I didn't. I'm going to go all in pretty much any flop, though, if he does make a call. But he makes a fold, and we pick up another decent pot right there, and the blinds are up again. This time we've got Ace-10 suited, make it a little bit bigger than 2x. Chips are very valuable at this point of the tournament, at any point of the tournament really, but we're trying to find a bet sizing large enough to make them fold, but small enough to extend our stack so that we can keep chips if they were to come over the top of us like Pablo Franz just did, and so that we can play post flop and not commit a lot of our chips right away pre-flop. So I get rid of the Ace-10 suited. I think that's a pretty easy fold. We haven't really seen him raise too many hands yet, and now we're looking at Ace-6. We've seen Winner bet a lot, and I just come over the top of him, put him on a decision, which he folds, and we're still in steal mode. So I've got 8-6 from the small blind, and Pablo's still been folding about 60% of flops when I steal, now 61%. Now we're looking at King-10 and offsuit from the button. Pick up another small one there. Queen-Jack offsuit from the big blind. We've got Winner who bets into us. I just make a call here, and our stack size is a little bit bigger than 2 times the pot, so we're getting close to being committed, and I make a small bet to see if I can't just pick it up right there. He's got a 50% fold on the flop, and we wind up hitting the queen, and now I'm going to continue betting, have him keep calling with a straight draw. Maybe he's got an 8, but he does not call the queen on the turn, and we pick up another small pot there, keep adding onto the chip stack. Now we have Ace-Jack suited from the button. We raise, and Winner makes a call from the big blind. Flop is 2 8s and a 5, 2 hearts on the board. Not the greatest, so I just check it back. Third heart comes on the turn, and he bets into us. We haven't really seen him bet too much. He's been calling a ton of hands, but not betting too much. So I just get rid of it right there, especially when he bets 2/3 of the pot. All we really have is an ace high. We could be drawing dead at that point. We've got 9-8 offsuit on the button. Just making a steal again. I'm going to be betting a ton of hands on the button, and we get a call from Winner in the big blind, and we flop a straight draw, outside straight draw, and a pair of 9s, and I just check back the flop and call the turn, wind up hitting our straight on the river. Winner bets into us almost half the pot, and I want him to call, and I want to make a bet, so I just make a min bet here to try to induce a call from maybe a 10. Maybe he's got 2 pair. I just want him to make a call with anything and have him think really hard right there, but he does not. He gets rid of it. That one looks like a straight, but we've seen him make some pretty bad plays before. Now we've got 9-10 spades in the small blind, and I make a bet of 2.5 1.5x. And remember in the last video, when we saw Pavel Franz go to the time bank and then came back over the top, he did it with the nuts. And he just went all in again after going to the time bank. In my opinion, this is a very strong hand. Again, because we've seen this before. Now we've got ace-4 offsuit on the button. Just trying to pick this one up again pre-flop. And winner comes back over the top of us. He's only come over the top so far in the 87 hands that we have with premium hands. So I think ace-4 is an easy fold. He raises into us on the small blind. We've got ace-9 offsuit. And I just make a call right there because I know that this player doesn't bet much post-flop. I think we're beating most of his range, his betting, pre-flop betting range with the ace high. And we wind up flopping an ace. He bets into us. We just make a call. Second king comes on the turn. At this point, I just want to get to showdown with the ace. Aces and kings, 9 kicker. And I make a small bet on the river, try to induce a little bit of a call, maybe a small pair would call. At that point I know I'm good. He's slowed down incredibly. He doesn't make a call and he folds. So we know that winner folds a lot on the river. He's folded to pretty much every one of our river bets so far. So we can put that one in the memory bank as well. Doesn't fold much on the flop, folds a little bit more on the turn, and folds much more on the river. Now we're looking at 8-10 offsuit on the button again, and we raise, just making that steal bet, and we get a call from winner. Wind up flopping top pair. Pretty wet board. There's a flush draw. There's some gut shot straight draws. Maybe an outside straight draw in there. I could see this player playing a lot of those hands that connect with this board, but most of them are going to be draws. So I come out and bet a little bit less than half pot, and he min bets me. Min bet a lot of the times is a very strong hand, but from this player, I could see him doing this with many of his draws. So I think I'm good. And I'm really thinking about it and thinking about which hands he could be min betting right here. And I could see him maybe playing pocket 3s with just a call pre-flop, or pocket 6s maybe the same way. Maybe he's got a 10 with a beggar kicker. But I make the call because I think there's a ton of draws out there, and I've seen him make this play with a lot of draws, and I've seen him do some really stupid stuff with draws. So I pot commit myself with that call, and he was on the draw. He had the diamond draw, and we wind up winning a big pot right there and take him out of the tournament. That was big. Sometimes you win those hands. I feel like I usually get drawn out on, but that time I won it and took in a big pot. And we're heads up. Starting it off with ace-9 offsuit. Still putting the pressure on. Gonna make as many steals as I can, which you can see here. And even 3-betting with some ace highs. Gonna continue to put as much pressure on Pavel Franz as we can. Get him to fold as many hands pre-flop as possible. And we don't really want to be playing hands like ace high out of position. We want to pick this pot up pre-flop. But he comes back over the top of us, and I think this is an easy fold. We'll get those chips back. Get a really even match right now. I'm going to continue 3-betting. 2 broadways. You could argue with me about just making a call right there, see a flop. But I want to try to pick up this pot without seeing a flop and without playing out of position post-flop. He makes a call, and we wind up flopping top 2. Come out and fire a half pot size bet. It's a really wet board. Tons of draws out there. The 9 just hit. We have a flush draw with a 10 high now. The flush draw hit if he has that. So I just check it back, and I think his check back is a little scary too. So I come out and I just do a 1/3 pot size bet because I think we could be good right here. He could call with just jack. Maybe he's got ace jack, jack king, and I think we could induce a call right there with that bet sizing with our top 2 pair. And we protect ourselves against any straights or flushes or even a full house that could be out there. And he comes back over the top, and that's exactly why we only bet a small amount right there, so we can still get away from this hand, because only hands that beat us are going to be raising right there unless he's putting one hell of a bluff in there, which we really haven't seen him do at all. And this is another great reason why to get rid of a hand like that, because you get pocket aces the next hand. So he just limps. I'm gonna make a smaller raise here. I want him to get in, maybe connect with this board, and that is a very wet board that there's a good chance he connected with. I'm gonna bet half pot size, and we're pretty much committing ourselves right there, and I'm ready to get the chips all in. But he makes a fold, and now we've got pocket kings. Don't you love when that happens? Back-to-back premium hands. So we come out and make it a little bit bigger than 2x, and he just shoves right in. and you know what we're going to do. So we make the call, and we're hoping, oh man, he's got a lot of draws right there, which he misses. We lucked out again, and he limps again. This time we've got Queen Jack, and he's probably thinking to himself, does this guy really have 3 big hands in a row? Is it possible? We've seen him do this already, but I'm going to keep the pressure on him. And now he min raises. Jack 9 isn't the greatest hand, but I just make a call. Flop top pair. Now turn 3 of a kind, and we're going to come out betting. And now I'm going to make a pretty big size bet here in case he was calling with an ace high on the turn. Maybe he'll make a call with eights, jacks, ace kicker. So I make a big bet. All the flushes missed, and he does make a call. We don't know exactly what he had, but we induced a pretty big call right there. Now we've got pocket 5s, a little bit bigger than 2x again, and he just folds. We're picking up blinds. Keep those blinds coming. And here, this is when you don't want to play out of position, so I just go all in. I'm hoping that he just folds. We could have a really bad situation, but he does fold, and we pick up a pot. And now we've got Queen 9 of diamonds. Make a raise, he calls, and we flop our flush. Half pot size on the flop. Maybe he's got the ace of diamonds. Maybe he's got kings. Maybe he's got king jack. But he comes out and min bets the turn. And I really do think he probably has the ace of diamonds right here, doing that size pot or that size bet. So I come out and I raise, and I want him to chase, and he missed. And we're going to bet big here on the river in case he does have a king. Ace diamond's not going to call here, but we want any king to call. So we're going to make a big bet to try to induce a king to call. So he must have missed his flush. He does make a fold, and we pick up a really big pot. Now we're almost 4-1 on his chips, and I'm going to keep putting the pressure on him. And I'm just going to go all in and make him make a decision here with our ace high. And he makes a call with king, queen. No king, no queen. That's all we need, and we got the tournament, and boom, there it is. First place. That's the first tournament win on America's Card Room. Feels good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not done that yet. Head down to the video description for links to America's Card Room as well as Hold'em Manager. America's Card Room is offering some really great bonuses right now, as well as reload bonuses. Use promo code DKPoker, one word, on America's Card Room. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, my poker players. Get out there and crush them on the tables, and look for me out on the virtual felt.